Hello children. Today we are going to learn the remaining topics of history, chapter 3, ruling the countryside in this video 3. Let's recap what we have learned in the last video. We learned about permanent settlement, the problem in the permanent settlement and the Mahalwari settlement. The next system is the Munro System. This system was also known as the Railway system. It was first tried on a small scale by Captain Alexander Reid. He tried it in some of those areas which were taken over after the defeat of Tipu Sultan. This system was subsequently developed by Thomas Munro. This system was gradually implemented all over South India. There were no traditional zamindars in the south, hence the settlement had to be directly made with the cultivators, that is rayot. The rayots had been tilling the land for generations. Their fields were carefully surveyed to make the revenue assessment. The next one we are going to read about Thomas Munro, Governor of Madras, 1819 to 26. Sri Thomas Munro, first Baronet KCB, that is 27th May 1761 to 6th July 1827, was a Scottish soldier and colonial administrator. He was an East India Company army officer and statesman. He served with his regiment during the hard-fought war against Hyder Ali, which happened in 1780 to 1783, surviving under his older and distant relation Major Sir Hector Munro, 8th of Navarre. Problems of excessive revenue demand. The revenue officials wanted to increase the income from land, hence they fixed very high revenue demand. Peasants were not able to pay the revenue. The riots fled the countryside and villages became deserted in many regions. The next topic is crops for Europe. By the late 18th century, the company was also trying to expand the cultivation of opium and indigo. In the subsequent 150 years, the British also persuaded or forced the cultivators to produce other crops like jute, tea, sugarcane, cotton, wheat, and rice to be supplied to Europe. This is the picture of Indian indigo plant. High demand of indigo. The tropical climate is good for indigo plantation. By the 13th century, Indian indigo was being used in Italy, France and Britain. But the price of indigo was very high and hence a small amount of Indian indigo could reach the European market. Wood is another plant which is used for making violet and blue dyes. Wood is a plant of temperate zones and hence was easily available in Europe. Wood was grown in northern Italy, southern France and in parts of Germany and Britain. The wood producers in Europe were worried by the competition from indigo and hence pressurized their government to ban the import of indigo. This is the continuation of the last topic, high demand of indigo. But indigo was preferred by the cloth dyers. While indigo produced a rich blue color, wood produced pale and dull blue. By the 17th century, European cloth producers pressurized their governments to relax the ban on indigo import. Indigo cultivation was started by the French in Saint Dominic in the Caribbean islands. Similarly, the Portuguese began indigo cultivation in Brazil, the British Jamaica, and the Spanish in Venezuela. Indigo plantations were also started in many parts of North America. By the end of the 18th century, industrialization began in Britain and cotton production expanded manifold. This created an enormous demand for cloth dyes. The existing supplies of indigo from the West Indies and America collapsed due to various reasons. The indigo production in the world fell by half between 1783 and 1789. This meant that there was increasing demand for Indian indigo. This is Indigo Factory in India, where the low cost of labor. Here the laborers, here so many laborers are working and peasants and see British men. Okay, so these laborers are working for the low cost. Okay, in the Indigo Factory, which is situated in India. Question for this session. First questions. What is Munro system? This question you have to refer page number 29 in the content book. Second, Munro system is otherwise called as dash. Third, write a note on Thomas Munro. Fourth, why did cloth dyers prefer indigo as dye instead of wood? The remaining topics of this lesson will be continued in video 4. Thank you, children.